niggas on it. They used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it, your homies on it. Y'all's the hater and all of my moves, but now niggas on it. They used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it, your homies on it.
Joe?
Realest Podcast 7, we back. It's your boy C. Diddy.
Matt Kane, no spills. That's the goal.
No spills. They already dropped a chunk of chicken on my shirt.
Oh, whatever you are.
Yeah, we already 0 for 1.
0 for 1. You know what I'm saying? Try again next week.
Try to mitigate these L's and turn them into W's.
Everyone's here. Dan is here.
Dan's here. Say what's up to the people, Daniel.
I'm back again.
Dan's back once again. Dan has a mic now every week.
What's up? We can hear his hookah bubbling in the background. What's good?
Trying to make sure I got all this info.
What info?
We got a sponsor today. I'm just trying to make sure I'm on point, got everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The good times are rolling. You know what I'm saying? One sponsor begets another sponsor.
Nice. I didn't even see that. Let me go look.
Now I just need Target or somebody to...
Yeah, just Tesla. Nothing crazy.
Free Model S.
You know what I'm saying?
And $1 million.
You know how that go. What's good, though?
Oh, man, nothing much. Been taking it super easy. Freaking was sick this week, man. Had an upper respiratory infection. Coming.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know anything about this.
Yeah, I came
Where's
down
the
from
lean?
that. Yeah, listen, I was fighting for two things: lean and antibiotics, and they gave me neither one. They told me figure this shit out the old-fashioned way. They gave me.
You were fighting for lean.
Yeah, I was at urgent care, so I go to Mainline Health or whatever to their urgent care and shit, because that's like my my medical network, whatever the case may be. So I go there like, all right, this is gonna be good. Like they got an urgent care, this is gonna be great. First and foremost, it was not rapid at all. It was very unrapid.
Yeah,
it was
I
very
ain't gonna hold
unurgent.
you, yo. My last 2 times at urgent, it wasn't urgent.
No,
it's care.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just care.
And depending on where you go, they don't care either.
Yeah.
So it was not urgent at all. That's the first thing. I was there for about 2.5 hours.
That's your fault reading signs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You want to take this shit so literal. And then it's like, so I'm waiting for like literally like 2 hours to get seen or whatever the case may be. I finally get called back or whatever. They, hey, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. So you talk to the one nurse, then she leaves and you never see her again. Then they send somebody else that's only there for one thing. And then they send the person that's actually in charge, like 36 minutes later or whatever the case may be. And I'm explaining to her, I was like, listen, like, I'm prone to getting upper respiratory infections for whatever reason. I always have, like, once or twice a year, sometimes spring, sometimes fall. Most times fall, rather. I get an upper respiratory infection. Like, it just is what it is. Like, I've got a pretty strong immune system minus like this. This is the one thing that I always get banged with or whatever. Typically what happens, they give me some sort of a cough suppressant and then, like an antibiotic or whatever, because it's bacteria or viral, that'll knock it out. She's like, well, yeah, if you were showing signs of pneumonia, which you're not, we would give you an antibiotic. But since you're not doing that, we're just going to give you a cough suppressant. We're going to give you an inhaler and get some Mucinex, and then that's going to be that. So that's what I've been rocking out with since probably about Thursday or whatever the case may be. And for the most part, like, I'm doing better. I had like a crazy, like a unreasonable cough, like yo, you cool? Like one of them Jones for a few days. So got
like the vid.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Like a vid cough. But the thing is, it's like, I was sick probably about a month ago. So I'm like, they're like, yeah, you don't have the vid. They, first thing they do now is a COVID test, take your temperature, all of that. They're like, oh, your temperature's spot on, whatever. With your symptoms is just like, some sort of bacterial thing. And they're like a bunch of people getting sick.
I ain't gonna hold you, yo. I low-key thought COVID was over. It is not over. I went to the doctor the other day. You walk in, have you been to Africa? Nigga, like, first, just from jump, put your mask on. I'm like, damn. Like, I honestly thought it was done.
Like, have you seen the new Jurassic Park? That'll count as exposure to COVID also. Like, it's like, nah, I'm cool other than, whatever my symptoms are. Are you sure you don't have COVID? I'm positive. So, so upper respiratory infection. I'm on the other side of it now. I'm probably like 92, 93% back. Yeah. Okay. Can't say thanks for your prayers and well wishes because nobody knew I was sick. Yeah. So that's pretty much that.
Other than that, how are you?
Other than that, I'm cool. My show, The Old Man, is one episode away from the season finale. Shit getting real. The plot twist is starting to catch up. Are you caught up to episode 7?
I got one behind.
Yeah, I'm not going to do any spoiler alerts then, but yeah, episode 7, shit gets real. The Old Man is like the best show on TV right now. John Lithgow and
I haven't watched any of this shit. Like, I haven't watched that. What's the one everybody else be going crazy about?
did
The
you watch
strippers?
Oh, P-Valley?
Yeah, I've never watched.
Yeah, P-Valley, y'all weird. That's my y'all weird of the week. P-Valley has turned into D-Valley in one season. And when I say D-Valley, I mean dick. It's turned into Dick Valley. There's a lot of dicks. It's a lot of...
So what be happening on this show?
It's getting wicked. Like,
Okay.
It's full man on man going at it. Like, I seen a nigga... And keep in mind, they don't show you actually dick going into the ass, but they do show you a man and another man getting ready to get at it, and you see him squeeze the lube, which was enough to make me physically ill.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they were graphic. I've even talked to women about it. They like, yeah, that was too much. Like, they like, we support the community, but that was too much, yo. Like, this is bad. I'm like, yeah.
I remember years ago, man, going to an old head chick crib and she had lube, and that was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like the big, like the big jump.
Like the industrial hand sanitizer.
The Costco jump.
You got a Sam's Club?
Yeah. You gotta have a membership to get
Like,
this.
oh, you
lube.
like a nigga to tap that back door. I see what you into.
Yeah, it was wild. Unforgiving times, but
Yeah, that's
fuckable
a-
manage.
It's a different life. Right
Why is
there.
my struggle different than others? Real
Yeah,
shit.
so in one season, man, they've shifted the storyline from basically being about like a strip club and the ins and outs of what's going on there to where it's like now they got like 4 storylines going on that I just hate, which is like there's a COVID storyline, there's a teenage pregnancy storyline, there is Lil Murda and Uncle Clifford storyline, and then there's like a mental health storyline, and I just hate every last one of them because it's like, damn, y'all have not shook enough ass this season to be giving me all these life lessons, and I don't appreciate it.
I don't know anything about you. I see a lot of goings on Twitter and shit and Facebook about
It's
people.
not a good show.
No.
We're like committed to the end.
What is it
result.
on?
Stars.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, it's not a good show.
Stars-
It's shot well, shot beautifully.
Stars is batting like what, 2 out of 7 at a time.
37%.
For every 7 shows, 2 of them is okay. You know what I mean? Let's talk about our show.
Yeah,
Let's do that.
we got a show Friday. I'm high as hell right now, so bear with me. I'm trying to get through this show. I smoked some reefer last night, and for the first time in a long time, and I took an edible. It's like, you ever take an edible and smoke some reefer and then forget that you took the edible already?
Yeah, you tripping.
Yeah, I overly activated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I had a very busy evening laying in bed and then paranoia kicking in and then getting up and then like
Yo.
going around in circles in
Yo.
my crib.
Listen, you know what's like the most like paranoia triggering, John, when you get high and then walk the dog late at night. Oh my God. You be out there, I be like having my gun in my hand, walking the dog, real shit. Like, I be out there tweaking.
Yeah,
Like,
I was so cooked last night. Like I literally like was getting sleep in like 31-minute increments. Like you go to sleep, like oh God, I'm so tired. I just need to lay down and then I can sleep this high off. And then like some like Spider-Man shit, infiltration dream. And then wake you back up because you think the Green Goblin is coming to get you or some shit.
them dreams when you be like in and out of, that should be too much.
Then
man.
you go back to sleep and then the dream pick right. Oh yeah, nigga, you thought you could escape me by waking up.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's pretty bad.
But yeah, fuck all that. We got a show Friday.
Yes, we do. Friday the 29th. Secret location. Most of y'all know where the location is.
Right.
But secret location because I don't need none of the Philly drillers and the Shiesty Association showing up. Looking for wreck. You know what I mean? So
Shiesty Association is
So
funny as
go
shit.
to we about 50% sold out right now. All of the $75 early bird tickets is gone. The 85s is like probably 5 or 6 tickets left. They're gonna be gone
People
probably.
have already started going into the 100.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to everybody that didn't have to buy a $100 ticket that did anyway. Shout out to y'all.
Like, we really appreciate the love, man, from, like, the people who show the love. Like, that shit is genuine. And it's just, I had people hitting me up, like, yo, I'm out of town, but I'm a grab, da-da-da. I'm like, yo, like, it's real. It's appreciated.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? You know, some names not on the list that should be there.
It's interesting.
Interesting.
I'm intrigued by those names.
I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued by the absence.
But we deal with this with every show, and I know what's going to happen. Same thing that happened with Brooklyn. Same thing that happened with Delaware. It's like it's going to be slow until 2 days before. Yeah. Then they're going to go, and then it's going to be a whole bunch of, oh, damn, I ain't great. And it's just like, yo, listen, we taught y'all how to get credit cards. Just buy the ticket now so that, because even with the Brooklyn show, it was like, yo, I don't want to have to do the brokering tickets the day of. Yeah. I'm hitting somebody who bought them.
Yeah, the weekend is not hand to hand in his tickets.
No, you know what I'm saying?
Like I know the show sold out. I got 41 that just say general admission comp on them. You know what I'm saying? Just hit cash, you can get some tickets.
Yeah, but it's on the Patreon. Shout out to everybody on Patreon who went ham. You know what I'm saying? When the tickets first went up. The link is on your page. The link is in my bio.
TRPE 729.eventbrite.com. That's TRPE 729.eventbrite.com. Password TRPE 1212, all capital letters. Get your tickets before they sell out.
Real talk.
Like 75s gone. They went in 2 days. The $85 tickets is like mowing along. It's probably like 5, 6, maybe 8 of them left, whatever. I don't have an exact count, but less than 10. So get them Jones and come through Friday, have a good time. We got a custom merch capsule that we're releasing that's that's a part of your entry also. So you get food, liquor, hookah, you get a live show, and you get a custom piece of merch that we're never going to reproduce outside of this particular live show.
Absolutely. We're going to have some fun, talk some shit. People going to drink, eat. Dan's going to be in there with hookahs.
Have unprotected sex, you know what I'm saying? However y'all want to carry it.
Whatever it is you want to do. Pull up Friday night. It should be fun. Y'all know how we get at these live shows. I got some shit to talk about too, but I want to do it there, in front of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People told me I'm crazy. I'm like, I want to see other people's opinions on this.
Need to get to the bottom.
I need to get to the bottom of this. You know what I mean? But other than that, I'm chilling, man.
Yeah.
Trying to get some things in order. We gotta get our shit all together too. You know what I'm saying? We
few days away. I'm almost there.
Oh yeah,
like 2 more updates.
Okay, yeah. We we just been moseying along this month, trying to just the focal has been the show. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that it feels like it. And getting all this done, getting that out the way, then we can get back to trying to become millionaires.
Absolutely.
That's really it. Although I'd like to become a millionaire from podcasting, but that's neither here nor there.
However it comes, I'll take it though.
Are you playing a bowling video game?
No, I'm trying to somehow, some way. I'm trying to. I have information in my phone that's relevant to the show.
Okay.
And I somehow, some way, scrolled all the way up to the top.
Okay.
Or whatever, in the case may be. And now I look like a jack. There we go.
Okay, so what are we starting with? Oh, you can I start with the dinner thing the other day?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw y'all was out. Y'all had a little dinner. I said, damn, no no invite.
Because here go the thing. Mari had hit me and was like, yo, it was a seated thing, small little joint, whatever. And I didn't know it was going to be like your name. And it was assigned seats and shit. But anyway, I got invited.
Looked organized.
Yeah, it was very organized. Shout out Dunbar. It was his birthday. His birthday was last week, but they had a little dinner for him the other day. And I get the address for the dinner, and I'm like, okay, I see the address, and I'm like, I don't know of any establishment at this location, so I'm just like, maybe some shit I don't know.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Some speakeasy of sorts.
Right. So I do the Google look around, and I'm like, yeah, just what I suspected. That's a trap bar. So I'm like, this feels like a bit of a setup. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. I show up, I get there, and I'm like, yo, that's a house. I'm like, what the hell? Whatever. So boom, I come, I ring the doorbell. Lady opens the door. It's two one is half black and white, I guess, and the other one's Polynesian. I'm just like, or Peruvian. Filipino.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those.
Polynesian is a sauce.
Hey, listen. So I'm like, oh yeah. She's like, you must be here for the dinner. I'm like, there's no one. I'm like,
it's not a restaurant.
This is a house. So she was like, yeah, everyone's up on the roof. And I'm just like, wait, what's going on? And she's like, yeah, this is a supper club. We've turned the house into a supper club. And I'm just like, really? So then and she's like, yeah, go up to the roof. And I mean, you come in their house and walk through the house, second floor, third floor, up to the roof. And I get up there, I see everybody, and I'm just like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, like, whatever, people do this apparently now. Like they turn their cribs into supper clubs. And I'm just like, so she comes up, she's explaining everything to her. She's like, yeah, so I'm a chef. Woo, 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 woo. She says she's hosted over 1,200 people at her house.
Oh my God.
Right. No fear. I'm like, yo, the rules of engagement when you not black are so fucking wonderful.
It's because there are no rules.
I'm like, yo, I could only imagine turning my crib into a supper club.
Right.
I would have a big bearded nigga named Mustafa sitting in every room on a stool. I got 5 niggas all named Mustafa. In
all
every
different
room.
spellings.
Real shit.
Nice couch got here, big man.
Yeah. I got one in the living room, one in the bathroom. I'm all in their bathroom.
M1,
and shit.
M2,
Yo,
M3,
M4. Yo, it blew my mind because I'm like, yo, what you get to do, like the freedom that you can have in existing when you like aren't us is just crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. You are truly free.
Truly. I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, we are just flat out strangers and we just in their house eating chicken wings. This is crazy. And I'm thinking about, I was telling my homie the other day, was like, yo, like, cause I was like, at the pool, like it was 30 motherfuckers at the pool. Like a nigga at the joint invited, like he had like a whole thing. Like he had like 30 motherfuckers out at the pool. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, why is it this many niggas here? And you know me, I'm just like, yo, like, I can't see a reason to ever have 30 people at my house.
No, absolutely not.
I told my homie, I'm like, yo, no bullshit. Like, if it's 30 people at my house, it's a balloon release.
Somebody died.
I died in this house. That's the only reason there's 30 people. Because I ain't no way in hell I'm alive and invited 30 people here. Yeah, Matt died in the crib. We're going to go release the balloons. That's it. That's the
Ring black and blue.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, this is like, and the food was amazing. It was excellent. Yeah. It was like chopped. Like she explained every course, and and I was just completely blown away. Like, so then the crazy, we get down here, and the night is going on. It's like 11:30. You know what I'm saying? We came there at like 7:45.
Right.
We just was talking, whatever. So I come downstairs, she's back cooking in the kitchen. The other girl chilling on the couch and shit. And I'm just like, I'm putting my shoes on. You can't wear your shoes through the house.
Okay.
So I'm putting my shoes back on. I'm like, then a couple of them was still upstairs. A couple that came down, leaving, whatever. And I'm like, yo, at what point do y'all like,
kick
niggas out? And she was like, oh, I just let people have their fun. Shit, I've hosted people. Sometimes they don't leave till 3 a.m. I'm like,
you live here.
I'm just like, what, man? Like, yo, it's crazy. And I'm just like, damn, yo. Like, people that ain't us really are like, just like free, just like trusting, accepting. And
the thing is, this is a scalable business model.
Like,
this shit could work
She
anywhere.
said she's getting ready to open a restaurant.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made enough money trapping out the crib that I'm opening a restaurant.
Yeah.
It was 1,200 plus people at my house.
At the crib. No incidents, I'm just like, this is nuts. Yeah, no, right?
No.
I'm talking, I'm going up the steps, walking up. I'm talking about like hand on the hip, like John Wayne. I'm like, I know something about to pop the fuck out of somebody, an animal, something. Like, this is crazy. But yeah, that was what happened, man.
Because first thing niggas think is like, it's at a crib, ain't no security. I can bring the stick in.
Yeah, get the John in here.
Get the John and the John, you know what I'm saying? They ain't searching or nothing.
Friend to the show who remained nameless was like, yeah, my John over there in the flower pot. Just so you know. I'm like, right, you know what I'm saying? Like, just in case, you know what I'm saying? Shit get crazy up here. Like, yeah, the shit is crazy, man. It was a nice time, though. It was a very, very nice put together John. And I mean, like, right in the heart of like, it's one of those gentrified blocks. Yeah. Where it's still a little trapping going on right there. Right. But as long as you
respect the revitalization.
The revitalization.
Don't leave them alone over there.
Yeah, they good people.
No, they good. They good food. They be cooking. Shorty, you know what I'm saying? I went in a couple weeks ago. Shorty got some shit. Like, yeah. Straight up. But it was decent, man. It was a cool.
That's what's up, man.
Definitely some wild shit, though. But I ain't really do shit else. I went to the beach yesterday. Oh my God. Have you been to Long Branch, New Jersey?
No, I want to go.
It's very what was Jungle Fever? Brunsonhurst. Okay. Like, it's very, very Brunsonhurstish. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, no niggas.
Right.
which is awesome.
I was gonna say limited black
Yeah,
faces.
which is very excellent. You know, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later with the Sesame Street, because we're gonna get to that. Yeah. But there were like no blacks. And I was just like, yo, we like the only niggas out there. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we down at the beach having a ball. Nice water. You know, it was hot as shit, but the water was cool. Had our umbrella, our little drinks. You know what I'm saying? I didn't bring the hookah, but you know what I'm saying? I thought about it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was nice. It was fun. So I'm like, yo, she like, I'm hungry. I'm like, oh, let's go down to the resort. You know what I'm saying? She's like, yeah, I want to go to that restaurant. Boo, boo, boo. Okay, yeah, we can leave our shit because we at a you know, predominantly white beach. Anybody gonna steal nothing? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? We can go down to the joint. We leave our shit. As we coming up out the beach, I see my first nigga. What's the nigga doing?
Smoking hookah?
No.
Weed?
No. Lurking. The nigga is just on the boardwalk, right? With a long sleeve on, right? Mask with cargo pants and boots. And I'm just like,
He ain't trying to get caught lacking.
I'm like, no, it's 100-something degrees. I got a tank top on. I'm like, what? I'm like, dog. First motherfucking nigga you see all day. He in lurk mode. You know, just out there. I'm just like,
it's like, your ops is not here. You the only nigga here other than me, and I don't know your goofy ass.
But Long Branch is nice.
Okay.
It's a very, very nice beach.
Yeah, I got to get down to the Jersey Shore. I need to go to, oh shit, Meek Party is today at HQ. I forgot about that shit. Yeah, I know all the DSWs is going to be there.
What is DSWs?
Dick sucking horse.
Okay.
Yeah, they all going to be at Meek situation at HQ. Shout out to that. Shout out to Meek.
Okay. So what we starting with?
Real quick, before we get into this thing, we got a sponsor today. Let's give it up for that.
Okay.
Another black-owned business.
Right on.
Our sponsor today is the Black Oak Wine Festival. The inaugural Black Oak Wine Festival is featuring black-owned businesses and local wine companies. It's going to be August 6th from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Secret location. You can go to blackoak.com for more information and to book your tickets or your group packages for your experiences. That's BLACOAK.com. That's BLACOAK.com. The Black Oak Wine Festival coming up Saturday, August 6th. Secret location, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Wine tastings, live music, and exquisite cuisine. The Black Oak Wine Club is a team of black sommeliers, which is very rare. Ebony Dukes was a level 3 sommelier. Kevin Dukes, level 1 wine sommelier and whiskey, bourbon, scotch sommelier in training. Amir Blackman, level 1 wine sommelier and cognac expert. And Lamar Covert, level 3 wine sommelier.
Is sommelier like their ethnicity?
No, it's like there's their job. It's a job title. So it's a wine specialist.
Okay, so they're not Somalian.
They're not Somalian.
Oh,
they are
okay.
black Americans.
I thought the same.
Yo, because he was like, which is very rare. I'm like, no, I went to school with Somalian niggas. I'm like, wait,
There's
what?
Somalians in one.
Yeah, I'm like, what's the rarity? I swear.
No, they're quite black American. But the Black Oak Wine Club.
I gotta culture myself. I swear to God, I'm like, Somalians is rare. I'm like, no. I'm like, what?
Yes, man. So they started the Black Oak Wine Club to build a platform to highlight black-owned wine brands. The wine industry made $456 billion in 2020, and black wine professionals make up less than 0.01% of the industry. Highlighting the existing brands is the mission of the Black Oak Wine Club and their core mission, while educating general wine consumers on the nuances and identifying fine wines. Since they started, they've evolved into a winery themselves, one of only a few black-owned wineries in the state of Pennsylvania. Let's shout it out for that. They do private wine tasting events, wine literacy classes, pairings, and more. And they also have a tasting room located in Roxborough, and they're super fans of TRPE.
We gotta check this out. I gotta go. Yeah.
We've been invited to have an experience, and I just be doing nigga shit, so we haven't quite made it yet. But we have an open-ended invite to book with the
What's
Black
crazy?
Oak
I
Wine
wish
Club.
you was a little bit better at like alerting me to like, cause I'll see people and I'll be like, yo, why you ain't never come through to the joint? I said, and I'll be like, Chad ain't tell me this shit.
Yeah, we gotta. I mean, summer's almost over. We gotta schedule some things. So yeah. So shout out to the Black Oak Wine Club, Black Oak Wine Festival next Saturday. No, 2 Saturdays from now. 2 Saturdays, August 6th, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Go to blackoak.com, BLACOAK.com to get your tickets, book your experience in for that. And they are sponsors of the show and super fans of TRPE, and we're fans of y'all. We'll be through soon to do.
Oh hell yeah! No, wine tasting is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? That's like the old head vibes. That's like cool shit. You know what I mean? No, that's real. Somalians is getting to it out here. You know?
Somalians making hella money.
Yeah, running it up. I fucks with it, man. What are we starting with? What's
It depends on the tone that you want to take to kick the show off. So you got ridiculous stuff going on.
people like when we do ridiculous?
Yeah, you got ridiculous stuff going on. You also have unbelievable stuff going on.
People like when we do unbelievable.
And then you also just have like head scratching stuff going on.
What do you want to start with?
All right, so my head scratcher of the week. You had a situation the other day, Philadelphia, which is like the crime capital of Earth right now. It's like Philadelphia didn't like Baghdad or some shit like that. Yeah. So you had a situation the other day where a young man was outside of CJC. For those of you that don't know, that's Criminal Justice Center. And he had on his full gangster uniform. And I'm sure right now he's sitting in jail wondering, well, how the hell did I get arrested?
Wait, that was real?
Yes.
I saw it on the time, but I didn't think it was real.
That was real.
Wow.
Yes. So
all right, that's definitely head scratching.
Yes.
I honestly thought it was like just people being funny.
No, that happened.
Okay.
So you have a situation where this young man, poo shiesty on, goes glizzy in his lap with a stick in it, in a stolen car, sitting outside of the Criminal Justice Center. What could go wrong?
Have they reported why he was sitting there?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
We don't know his motives or his motivation yet. But I would imagine he was either waiting for one of his gangster twins or one of his ops to come out of court.
Yeah, it's only one of two options, I would imagine.
Options. Yes.
I honestly thought it was fake when I saw it.
No, it's very real.
Okay.
Yeah, so at this point, we've reached a level of stupidity with our crime that is pretty much like inexplicable and unexplainable. And I don't even know what to do with some of this stuff because most of it just doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, in this case, it's like this is the equivalent of like when they say like throwing rocks at the penitentiary. This is the equivalent of that. Like you literally have every different, not just cops, period, but every different type of law enforcement gathers and congregates at this building.
Yeah, it's the center for criminal justice.
Yes. You have you have judges here, you have prosecutors here, you have sheriffs here, you have other police from other municipalities, and then you have
off-duty cops coming to testify.
Just everything. It's a constant revolving door of law enforcement, and you would think that the last place you want to be in a stolen car with a poo shiesty on, with a gun in your lap, would be the Center for Justice Control.
This is head scratching because how did they apprehend him?
Well, he was just sitting there, and
it could be the safest place to be.
Absolutely. So apparently, he was just sitting there for like mad long. So the police have the right to run, a tag or whatever. If you parked, driving, whatever the case may be, indiscriminately, because a license plate is considered government property or whatever.
Right.
So he's just sitting there. Some smart cop says, "Let me run this license plate." Car comes back stolen. They engage the car. This nigga sitting there, stick in his lap with the shiesty on. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. They clean the streets up. Philly police won. Philly drillers 34,267,000.
Very head scratching.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I honestly thought it was fake.
Yeah, you could at least went to Redden Terminal. You didn't have to sit
Chinatown.
You didn't have to sit right out front of the building.
Did you see the people in Chinatown are like going off about the prospect of the new stadium right down the street from where we are now? Yeah.
Yeah. I issued a fake quote the other day. I said this just in from Harris Blitzer Sports and Entertainment. Big bank take little bank. You are looking at a shark in a fish tank. Yeah. If we want this arena downtown, we'll put it on top of Chinatown if we want.
Yeah. How about we just move Chinatown to fucking Broad and more? Yeah.
Yeah, how about we uproot all of y'all and before we uproot and don't do this stadium here?
Yeah, Chinatown gonna be where Chickies and Pete's is at.
Yeah. Y'all had nothing behind y'all back but landfill and just open air. You know what I'm saying? Y'all playing a lot of games.
Oh, the Navy Yard is on the move. You know what I'm saying? we
can easily carve out a space for you down there.
A lot of traction down there. Yeah. What do you think? What do you feel about the stadium? The prospect of the stadium coming there?
I'm not mad at it. I mean, at this point, they've tried a lot of different things to try to revitalize Market East, and nothing worked.
You like at the end of the day, you're gonna like. I personally think you need to start with a street sweeper. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So they've tried to revitalize marketing.
Like the shit Lloyd Banks was rapping about. It's gonna need one of those.
So they've tried a lot of different things. They renovated the gallery, redid that. They fucking had the what's the name here? What was the department store that was around the corner?
Century 21.
Century 20. They put a Century 21 down there that was supposed to anchor the revitalization
Right.
and all of this stuff. Redid the whole Fashion District Mall. They got new vendors in there, all this different shit, and nothing has worked. Because you still have the smattering of filth that lines everything from 10th Street all the way down past the federal Mint or whatever.
All bullshit aside, like all jokes. Have you been on Market Street?
Yes.
Like, I mean, like not in a car.
Yeah,
like,
on foot.
Like in 3 dimensions.
Yes.
Outside.
It's scary as fuck.
That shit is
It's Resident Evil.
Dog.
Yes.
Dog.
And the thing is, these businesses that are still there, a lot of these dilapidated, ran down businesses, they made so much money in the 90s and the 2000s off of these particular businesses because this was a bustling area for everything that a lot of them own these buildings. So it's like they're content to just never have to open up the business again because the real estate is multi-millions of dollars just sitting there.
You know, it's like a center. I don't know what they call them, like the drug treatment things or whatever. Like on Market. I've seen I've seen a chick like change a baby on the bench at the bus stop. You know, like real shit. Like I'm talking about bare baby ass on the bus bench. Changing a baby in broad day. I was just sitting there. Well, nice. I was at the light. I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, Market Street. I'll tell you where it's another one. Chestnut Street, from like 16th to 15th. I don't know what the fuck it is about that specific one ass block, but dog, absolute mayhem.
That Wendy's is
that block with the Wendy's, dog.
That Wendy's and that Five Guys is like a hub of negativity and
Dog,
destruction.
the whole block. Yo, we pulled up the other day and parked there because we was going over to Oyster House. So I was like, I see the spot. I'm like, oh shit, could park. I ain't save a little $20 on the parking.
Yeah.
Nigga, we got out. The chick was banging on the door of the Wells Fargo that's right there. Like, just banging on it. And the dude comes like, yo, can I help you? And she's like, yeah, y'all my phone in there. Y'all got my phone. He's like, miss, you have not been in here. And she looks, she's like, oh no, this is the wrong one. Hey, I'm just like, yo, this shit is crazy out here. Yo.
Oh, y'all on some nut shit.
Yeah, yo, that block is nuts. And I'm thinking like of people who live down this motherfucker. Like I couldn't imagine paying $3,500, $4,000 and just coming outside and just this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. They're trying hard to revitalize Market East. And
And when they announced the stadium the other day, as I knew it would, just arguments upon arguments. You've had people that's going as far as saying like this traffic is going to affect the traffic of people that live like in South Philly and all of that. And I'm like, how? Like, I don't particularly understand the how of this.
the best one I saw was a lot of people. Like, I can't believe the city doing this shit, but it's like, you ain't got money for the potholes. You ain't got money to clean the trash. And I'm like, yo, the first line of the article says privately funded. This is not the city. It has nothing to do with this.
We ran it down the other week. This is a $3+ billion organization. Yeah. They have the money.
Yeah.
And as much as they are a sports and entertainment company, they are a real estate company as well, which is why they're investing the money into their own bricks and their own real estate because they don't want to fucking be sharing nothing with nobody.
Real shit.
And if they don't have the money, whoever going to put their name on the building got the money.
Yeah.
Exactly. SeatGeek or Ticket Fly or whatever the fuck it is. Like,
Michael Rubin might already got a sports book going to name it that.
Real shit.
The Michael Rubin Sports Book Arena.
Yeah. Bet Big Arena. Real shit. Real talk. But yeah, it's funny because the only people I saw actually happy about it are all my lawyer friends who's like, shit, I can walk to the game now. Like, they That was my head. They're like, shit, nigga, I ain't got to move my truck. Nigga.
Like, so exactly where Market East is going.
Dog. Real talk. They're going to be tailgating in the parking lot.
And my whole thing was this. The convention center hold what, like 14,000 people?
Yeah, I could see that. Let me see. Let me look that up.
So the Philly Convention Center, let's say somewhere between 9,000 to 14,000 people. They have big ass events there
Right.
every year. The tattoo convention, not the black tattoo convention.
No, the real
the
tattoo.
national the tattoo convention comes to Philly every year in February.
Car show.
The car show, like the flower show, once upon a time. Now it's down FDR Park or whatever. But it's just like, yo, you have big giant events that come here, and everybody gets around just fine. So how all of a sudden is this one sports arena dedicated to one team where you're going to basically have events there, basketball games rather, 41 times a year, plus whatever concerts and stuff like that. So you might be talking about 150 out of 365 days a year you're going to have actual events here. How does that just completely ruin the infrastructure of an area where there's not really that many people here when you look at like population density and all of that, as far as people that actually live in and around Market East, like in like a 6x6 radius or 7x7 radius, whatever the case may be, which is the equivalent of like the size of San Francisco.
Right.
Like how can't like, you know what I'm saying? Like how can't we afford to put this here? Like I just didn't. That wasn't computing for me.
The convention center is 2 million square feet. 679,000 square feet of exhibition space, 528,000 square feet of that is contiguous exhibition space. I don't know what the fuck that means. Yeah, okay. Exactly. Scroll down. 82 meeting rooms, 15,000 people. If you do a concert there, you can get 12,000. If you do a basketball game, you get 9,600.
Big giant place.
That's a big ass place.
It's a big ass meeting place that has multiple conversions and multiple usages and runs for multiple blocks. Like you got this side, you got that side. You go from this block to that block. Like this is a monstrosity of a building, and it's right across the street from Reading Terminal, which also draws thousands of people to it per day.
Oh yeah,
everybody gets around just fine. So how does this one addition to the neighborhood that's going to pump money, jobs, opportunity directly into the Market East community, how is that problematic, especially once you go out of the Market East square of like a community to where it's like all of a sudden we're supposed to believe that like this is just going to compromise the integrity of the neighborhood? I don't buy it.
Yeah, me neither. People always say shit like that.
And black people don't even come here unless they got a boot anyway.
Exactly.
They don't even come down the show unless they booted.
Because there's no attractions down here. Like, niggas is not going shopping at Charlie's Jeans. Like, it's nothing bringing you down here. Like, niggas is not, like, it's a Citizens Bank in every ghetto in Philadelphia. Like, you don't have to come down here to go to Citizens Bank. You know what I'm saying?
Funny as shit. No, that's real. I say it all the time. Like I think it's a decent idea. Shit, when you go to these other cities and you see that they have arenas smack dab right downtown, it's like, yo, it would be kind of cool to be able to leave a Sixers game and then go somewhere else, and you don't have to like fight again. Like, because realistically now it would make it a little bit easier to take the train or the bus into the joint. Now, of course, the train and the bus, they're going to clean that shit up because you go underground now, that's your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way it's been working recently, you get your issues.
Yeah, you get attacked by the foot, you go underground right now.
No. You better have your
ninja size.
Yeah, real shit. You go down in the L now, you asking for it.
That's how fried I was off of edibles. Like 2 weeks ago, I watched the 2 Ninja Turtles movies, the live action joint.
Yeah, the first one is very good.
Very good.
That's a very good movie.
Yes.
Second one, they was on bullshit.
Yeah.
But the first one was very, very
Megan
good.
Fox is some premium milk. She's reason enough to watch both of them turtle movies.
Oh, you talking about the new Turtles?
Yeah, the
I'm
new
talking about the original Turtles.
No, I'm talking about the
Oh,
new
no.
2020
I watched the
Turtles.
original Turtles. yeah, the original Jones. That was the shit. But I think it would be decent, to have a stadium right there downtown.
The whole
That'd be cool.
area stinks.
It does
Anything to bring any sort of glimmer of hope to the area other than Independence Mall is like, yes, let's do this.
Yeah.
This shit sucks.
Speaking of Independence Mall, have you seen when Bill Burr went off about Philadelphia?
Yes.
Oh,
it's epic.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was basically what he did was The Patrice O'Neal School of Comedy tells you that if you are bombing, you take everybody down.
But he
you.
wasn't even bombing. That was the crazy part. So y'all don't know what we're talking about. They had a show over at in Camden at BB&T. Bob Saget, Tracy Morgan, Bill Burr, a bunch of them up there. Everybody was getting booed just because motherfuckers was rowdy, whatever.
Too many Budweisers.
Yeah. And Bill Burr took the stage and they were booing before he even got on the motherfucking stage. And for 15 minutes, he just laid in to Philadelphia. Everything. The sports teams, the Liberty Bell, the everything, yo. It was fucking epic. And we was talking about it. I'm like, yo, I started like getting into like Neil Brennan and Bill Burr and just going back and forth with them motherfuckers. Yo, there's some really good comedians, dog. Like, really good. Neil Brennan was... Neil Brennan actually got the N-word off in a joke.
Yeah.
And, people have their reservations about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people that are not black saying the N-word and shit. And I'm not going to lie, I get people were mad. But the way he did it was like, it was genius. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He said Dave Chappelle put him in a group chat. And he's like, I'm in this group chat now with Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, and Chris Rock, right? And I'm the only white guy in the group chat. I'm in there with these 5 historically great black comedians. And he was like, yo, they use the N-word so much that it's become like second nature to me. Right. And I didn't even realize because I'm in this group chat. He's like, I'm in the car the other day by myself and I'm starving. And I straight was like, yo, a nigga gotta get something to eat.
Referring to yourself in third person as a white man, a nigga gotta get something to eat.
He said, I'm in the car and I'm starving. Like, damn, nigga gotta get something to eat.
Bruh.
I can't help but laugh at this shit.
You have to, yo.
He said that Dave Chappelle took him to a birthday party for one of his homies. He was like, white people with us, he's like, I love white people. And he's like, the thing with us is like, we're just so uptight because we care about the rules. And it's so funny. Remember I said at the live show in Brooklyn, I'm like, niggas do not care about rules. No. They don't follow them Jones. Everyone's talking about the rule book in my apartment building. Nigga, he was like, yo, white people, we love rules. That's us. So when you are a stickler for rules and you love rules, you can never really relax. He's like, Dave Chappelle took me to this party. It's like, I mean, it's not a great neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, we going to this bar, pop some bottles. He's like, we get in there, yo, and it's like a basement party. He's like, just like, the way Biggie and them. He's like, this is like an underground hip-hop party. And he's like, yo, we get in there and no bullshit. It's like 750 people on top of each other, smoking, drinking, holding up bottles. I'm like the only white person in there. And all I kept thinking about was, when is the fire marshal coming to shut this shit down? He was like, when you're white, you live a life that people don't really understand if you're not white. He was like, perfect example. You can go on a ride along when you white. You know what I'm saying? He was like, people don't understand it. He was like, let me explain to you what a ride along is. You call your local precinct and you say, hey, my name is Neil. I want to do a ride along. And they say, okay, great. We're going to send a squad car over because we got nothing else to do. We'll send a squad car over. And the squad car pulls up. They open the door for you and you get in the back seat, which is already an experience because what other reason would I have to be in the back of a squad car? I'm white. He started pumping his Hell, Neil British silly as shit, man. That was some good ass stand up, dog. And Bob Saget was on the joint talking about with Bill Burr how crazy it was when he did that shit. Bob Saget was like, I'm standing there watching it like, this is like gonna live in infamy forever. Like, this is crazy. And he's like, Bill Burr came off the stage snapping like, that was fucking terrible. And he was like, everybody, Patrice and everybody's like, no, that shit you just did was legendary. He's like, people were scared to go on stage after him.
Damn.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I was watching Dave's induction into the Mark Twain. He got the Mark Twain Award or whatever the case may be. And I was watching it, and, you had Neil Brennan and Bradley Cooper and Tiffany Haddish and Jon Stewart and all these different people talking or whatever. And Neil is like, he was like, so, me and Dave were friends, whatever case may be. He just randomly calls me one day and says, hey, if Universal calls you, we're writing a weed movie. He's like, what weed movie? He said, yes, exactly. He said, so Universal called and said, hey, are you working on a weed movie with Dave Chappelle? He said, yes, I am. He said, okay, when can you pitch it to us? He said, give me 30 days. He said, so I called Dave on day 29 and said, hey, we should really start working on this weed movie for this pitch for Universal. He said, so we go in there, we pitch and we probably worked on it for about 3 hours, and then we go in there and pitch half-baked, and that's the reason why it's the worst movie of all time.
Dave Chappelle was saying the people was mad at him because he didn't he was supposed to come do some speech, and he was like at the last minute, Chris Rock invited him as a guest to go to the Oscars, and Dave Chappelle went, and the people was all mad at him. He's like, yo, y'all gotta like give me a little bit of grace. It's like, I got invited to the Oscars. Like, this is not normal. Y'all seen the movies I make. I never get invited to the Oscars. Last night, Dave Chappelle came out on stage with Kevin Hart and Chris Rock.
Really?
And Kevin Hart brought a goat. Like, he brought an actual goat out on the stage and shit. And Dave Chappelle was like, yeah, see, now, Kev, I understand you bringing the goat because, you know, you are the goat. And he was like, no, I brought the goat because you're the goat and Chris, you guys are the goats. You know, he was like, I would have much rather you brought a sheep. You know what I'm saying? Because goats, they eat the ground and they start at the bottom and work their way up. Sheeps eat off the top of the grass. Kev's like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? It was like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Chris Rock was like, I'm still lost as the point in the GOAT. What is the GOAT's name? Kev said his name is Will Smith. Shut the fuck up.
His name is Will Smith.
Yeah, they was funny as shit. It's like, then the handler came out and he to like get the goat, like also like let me come get it, and he picked it up like basically from the back. And Dave Chappelle was like, "Don't pick the goat up by the pussy like that ever again. Please don't do that, and don't lick your fingers when you're walking off after you." But Dave was just silly as shit last night.
Yeah, so
it's good to see Dave still, you know, moving like we talked last week, like moving around and doing his joint, and you know, it's just cool.
Yeah, during Bradley Cooper's speech, he was like, he was telling all these stories about how close him and Dave are, and them, just hanging out here, here. And he's like, I'll never forgive Dave Chappelle for one thing. He said, your monologue on SNL. He said you were at this party at the White House with all these black people, and then you looked around and Bradley Cooper was there, and it was strange, and it threw you off. I came to that party with you, motherfucker. we came together. What do you mean you're surprised to see me?
Yeah, funny as shit, man. But what was the original joint we talked about?
I don't know.
Yeah, we kind of went down.
Market East Arena.
Yeah.
I'm 76th place at Market East Arena.
That's what it's gonna be called, 76th place. Yeah, I like the idea of it. I think that's cool. It. Yeah, get away from that.
I know the Wells Fargo was pissed because they're like, yo, y'all about to take all of the concerts and all of the other shit out of here.
Yeah.
That stinks.
Yeah.
They go back Mikey on Mondays.
Wells Fargo gonna be doing celebrity basketball games. That's it.
Blueface versus fucking Nick Young boxing.
Mike Missinelli versus Angelo Cataldi in the boys. Yeah, that shit gonna be bad. Something we have to talk about. It's really big. It's going on. We got to talk about Sesame Place.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. What was your initial thought in hearing it?
Well, I saw it before I heard. I just kind of saw it, and I saw these Sesame Place videos popping around, but I wasn't like reading the captions or clicking on them. And then like I got into like what was going on, and I'm like, yo, what in the Ku Klux Klan place is going on with this? Like,
has there been any reports before this of racism at Sesame Place?
No.
And I was saying the other day, I'm like, yo, maybe this is just me, but Sesame Place and Sesame Street been around for like 50 years, right? Yeah. And we got 6 cases in this of racism. Yeah. I'm like, yo, for as much racism as out there in the world,
pretty good ratio.
Pretty good, yo. That's pretty good.
It was just confusing to me because it's just like for the last week and a half, people have just been trauma bonding on the internet over like their children being embarrassed, and y'all like posting these videos and all this shit, which is absolutely not helping.
I said the other day, I was at dinner with my lady and another couple, and I told them, I'm like, yo, I think y'all are giving too much credit to like the people in these costumes, because I'm in a costume, right? So life isn't going that great. Right? I'm in a costume.
For $13 an hour.
You know, I'm in a costume. This costume is heavy as shit. I'm on crystal meth, most likely. Most likely on some type of illicit drug.
Where is Sesame Place? It's in like...
It's on Sesame Street.
It's like... It's on like 611 or something like that, right?
Yeah, near the old studio, around there somewhere.
Okay, cool.
It's like up, I know that it's somewhere with the F, Fairless Hills.
Fairless Hills.
It's out that way.
Yeah, you're definitely on crystal meth.
Yeah.
You're either wealthy or you're on crystal meth if you live in Fairless Hills.
And nobody wealthy's putting on that costume.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I did hear there's a video of somebody slapping a kid. I didn't see it though.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's drawing.
That could be urban legend.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. It's supposed to be out there.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah. But
Because if you smack my kid, the last thing you're gonna have to worry about is
me making fun of you.
me posting it on the internet. It's gonna be a video. The second video is gonna be me whooping your ass in that costume.
Right. But missing the kid's hands is like, yeah, it's fucked up, but you know, he's on meth.
Right.
Or she. I don't want to discriminate.
Right. Meth is equal opportunity.
Meth is equal opportunity, especially in that area and in those costumes. Definitely. So, you know, people are outraged about this shit, and you know it's like, wasn't the creator of Sesame Street black?
Yes, the whole everything was based around like teaching black children in Harlem, USA. That was like the whole point of Sesame Street.
I'm going back. I got a new way to walk? Wasn't that Sesame Street? Walk.
I don't know. I've smoked a lot of reefer in my
See,
time.
I grew up in tough areas. I remember going to Sesame Place when I was a kid. I think that was Sesame Place. I got a new way to walk.
Yeah, barking up the wrong tree here, fella.
Oh, man.
Dan's not even interested in participating. He's just leaning back in the chair.
That's because Dan was before Sesame Street. Dan grew up on the Flip Wilson show.
Fucking Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah. I got a new way to... Yeah, Sesame Street. I got a new way to walk. I know I wasn't fucking tripping.
You're very well versed in your Sesame
I remember
Place.
Sesame Street Place and all that shit from when I was a kid.
Sesame Place social studies.
It was real nice to black people back in my day.
For you niggas start twerking on everything.
I was shaking too many hands at Sesame Street back in the day. Real shit. While that was going on, you know, it just... I don't know. Do you feel like at times we're kind of like overly offended?
We're offended by everything.
Yeah.
It's like Dave Chappelle talked about it, you know, throughout his run of comedy specials, whatever, about having like a brittle spirit. And there's a lot of people out here that just have an absolutely brittle spirit that they're waking up every day trying to find the injustice in everything.
Bruh.
I listened to Tariq Nasheed. I listened to about 35 minutes of Tariq Nasheed on Academics podcast earlier this week. Holy shit. You want to talk about a brittle spirit, somebody that's basically like, despite the fact that you've succeeded to the point where you've become a multimillionaire in your own right, a critically acclaimed filmmaker and all that in your own right, you're still blaming everything that ever happened ever in the history of America on white supremacy. Like, I've never heard somebody say white supremacy so many times, so fast, in so many seconds. That's a Kenny Red reference. For those of you that don't know.
Yeah, bitch.
You wonder how many times that I called you bitch. You wonder how many times that you sucked the trick's dick. I'm going to call you back, bitch.
That's funny as shit.
So, yeah, it just made my head spin. And I'm just like, bro, like, we have to have some sort of accountability or culpability in something maybe that happened. At least post like civil rights era, like all right, maybe we were the victims of a lot of injustice, but at some point we started to turn the tables and be on some bullshit, at least a little bit. And like the whole comparison that Ack was trying to make, because you know Ack is Jamaican American, whatever, he's a Jamaican immigrant, whatever the case may be, and he's talking about like, yo, the perception that black immigrants from like the Caribbean and Nigeria and other parts of Africa and stuff like that come here and succeed more than black people do. And Tariq Nasheed is just completely just rejecting it. It's like, man, no, we been did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all talking about engineers and scientists and this and this. We been did that. You know what I'm saying? We did that 60 years ago. And I'm like, yeah, that's the thing. We did it 60 years ago. We haven't done it by and large in the last 60 years since.
Right.
Like, black people invented everything. We fucking laid the blueprint for everything. Like, the fucking traffic light, peanut butter, smoothie, like we've invented everything on earth.
The elevator,
all of this shit, the gas mask, like everything, we invented it. The cotton gin, all of this shit. You would think that at some point you'd be like, yeah, we did those things, but from like 82 on, we kind of been like full of shit. And Tariq Nasheed is just like, nope, absolutely not. Nope. those black immigrants are coming here riding the coattails of black Americans and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know if that's true.
I said it a couple months ago. Like when you look at the progression that black people were on through the 40s, the 50s, the 60s,
Man,
like think about it. Like, things were completely segregated, yo. Like we really had to integrate them schools, integrate them colleges, integrate like the workplace, like it was fully segregated. And the strides that we took, you know, there was a point where like you would, as black people, you'd get on the bus, pay, get back off the bus, and then walk to the back door, and then come like you couldn't even walk through the bus.
Exactly. I want you disturbing these good white folks' ride.
Real shit. So the progression that we just were on, you remember black people weren't even allowed to go get food in places. And it was crazy. And I always said, like, we got to 1968 and it just like was a screeching halt. And things just kind of like slowed down as far as progression. And we started to like almost ununify.
Absolutely.
And now you have these where it's like Kev said it, you know, you got the wealthy blacks who don't want to be associated with the poorer blacks, and they don't want to be associated with the street blacks,
and they don't want to be associated with the nouveau riche blacks either. The Jay-Z's and the Puffies and the
50 Cent said that on one of his songs. What song was it where he said the damn, you know, I know everything, but it's like it's not there. But he said something along the lines of they say I'm new money, I came up too fast. Like that's really a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically like, you know, you have all of this segmentation that exists, you know, within, you know, black people, and because there's no overall unity or common ground amongst the different segmentations because of classism, and us being some of the worst purveyors of classism to one another, it's like, how can you then subsequently turn around and blame everything on white supremacy when we've done just as much to perpetuate the overall notions of white supremacy as they actually have in practice, to where they don't even have to do it no more because the programming and the coding already exists within the overall community.
I said that before. They don't even have to work at it. Yeah.
The work is done already. Yeah. The work is done already. So it's like for somebody that's as sharp, as smart, as well put together, as educated as Tariq Nasheed is, to just basically sum every black problem, economic, socioeconomic, communal, and otherwise, to white supremacy, is like, all right, at least the last 22 years we was on some bullshit. Like, goddamn, like, we got to take some form of, like, formal accountability to say, yes, there is a problem that we, at bare minimum, contributed to, and then we could start the repair process. But to just wholly reject the notion that, like, none of the black problems are black people's fault. None of that white supremacy is like, that's very brittle and very lazy on your behalf.
That's
better than this.
Sounds like an interesting interview.
Very interesting. I got about 35 minutes in and was like, whoop, cut this off. Yeah. It wore me out. And it made me want to go back because there's a famous episode of Brilliant Idiots where Schultz and Tariq Nasheed are just going at it for an hour and a half straight.
I know that's good.
And Charlemagne is just not even saying anything. Yeah. Like, he just like, I don't know what to do with this. But Schultz's argument, and I didn't necessarily see it at the time because, you know, your lens and where you are in life can kind of like, you know, determine your outlook on shit.
For sure.
I couldn't really understand like the point he was making of like, if you just summarily blame everything on white supremacy, that means that black people have no free will, no culpability in any of the decisions or transgressions that have happened in the black community. I don't think that that's a fair assessment of, you know what I'm saying, of the overall status of like black America. And he's like, probably because I'm a white Jewish guy, like, you know, a Jewish Italian guy, like nobody wants to hear that shit. But like, yeah, like I don't buy the white supremacy argument. And at the time, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that's true. But now looking back, I'm like, damn, this white boy is making sense. Yeah. It sucks when you got to agree with the oppressor.
Yeah.
But when you're right, you're right. Really interesting case study in media right now is the fact that, like, I know you don't really tap into all of this shit, but like Joe Budden and Andrew Schulz are like mortal enemies or whatever.
Yeah, I knew that.
They're mortal enemies. And it's so funny to see the explosive path that like Andrew Schulz is on. You know, to the point where it's like, you know, he just did Rogan again. Rogan just did Flagrant. They rebranded Flagrant. They rebranded Flagrant 2 as just Flagrant or whatever. And they got like a television production behind the show and all this different stuff. And like we talked about like him on Patreon.
The fact that he can do that when it's hot,
he's amazing.
It's just unreal, yo.
It's more got cast iron hands.
Dog, Styx is in trouble. The Hookah Ninja Warrior, Styx is in trouble. All right.
So, and then like his, you know, his foray into comedy and how hard he's killing it in comedy and all of that. And, you know, the fact that like Joe Budden, just because they're like so entrenched in this beef, he will not acknowledge none of the dope shit that Andrew Schulz is doing. And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, you know, even if my fucking enemy, even if motherfucker's my mortal enemy, but if they do some dope shit, you got to give people their props for, you know, the accomplishments that they make, because some things you just can't fake, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And, you know, it's just an interesting case study. And it all goes back to something that I realized, you know, throughout their process, like basically a whole thing of like Joe overvaluing like himself and his product when they were free agents or whatever coming out of that first Spotify deal and trying to negotiate and leverage out like to get a network deal or whatever the case may be with whoever there may have been. And Schulz basically like, yeah, I don't think that, you know, you're properly assessing your market value. Like, I think there's some wrong calculation that, you know what I'm saying, that exists here. And Joe has just basically just taken that to heart and just married himself to this beef.
Yeah, I don't want to beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much beef in like
It's
podcasting.
so much, dog. Listen, I was going to say this. The interesting thing with podcasting, yo, the podcast, especially in the urban space, is being run now by people who didn't like the nasty politics of music.
Yeah, the people that were in and around the music industry.
They didn't like the politics, so they kind of like shifted over into podcasting. Not necessarily that's the reason that they shifted over, but because of the politics of music, okay, I'm a pivot, go left, start podcasting. Now the podcast game, especially in the urban space, has blown up. It's just, it's ignited to where it's what is it? I think it's 3 million registered podcasts on Apple or some shit like that.
The industry at large is on pace to be at 96 billion by 2029.
I can see that.
96 billion so basically $100 billion market cap by 2020.
Right. And we just want 5 million.
We will take our measly portion of the billions.
These people who didn't necessarily like the practices and the goings-ons of the music industry, the politics, the gatekeeping, they've left and come to podcasting now, and they've brought the nasty politics and gatekeeping.
They've applied them all ad nauseum directly to the podcasting industry because, you know, for a long time there was no roof on the podcasting industry. And what I mean by that is it's like you start a podcast fucking Monday, you get, you know, web hosting with fucking Anchor or Podbean, you fucking upload your first episode. So you start a podcast Monday, record your first episode Tuesday, put it on the fucking directories. By Wednesday, your podcast is up and out. Okay. And it has global distribution because the major players are two companies that already have global distribution, Apple and Spotify.
Exactly.
So with that alone, just with those two alone, you're plugging into a network of limitless eyes to where it's like, hey, all you got to do is connect your message to your media, and then you bridge the gap between whatever audience you had from whatever the fuck you did before. Oh, yeah, he fuck a lot of hoes, whatever the case may be. All right, bet. Let's listen to the Hoe Catcher podcast. He was a super street nigga and a rapper. All right, let's listen to the super street nigga, super rap nigga podcast, whatever the case may be. So you create this bridge from your audience to your podcast, direct to consumer with no middleman, no label, none of that shit. So if you're already got 1 million, 2 million followers from doing something else, or being popular on the internet, your podcast is pretty much guaranteed success because now there's a roof on the shit now to where it's like the industry has caught up to the interest of the general person and all of these people making podcasts to where now Mano can record a podcast in his crib and he has fucking 15 sponsorships attached to his fucking podcast because he has all these eyes on him from being a rapper, being on Love and Hip Hop, fucking World Star, this, and this. Every piece of media that he's done prior to starting a podcast has built up all this goodwill for him to turn around and then tell y'all stories from his fucking living room with whatever his special rap guests or former enemies or whatever it may be, whatever the premise of the show may be, you basically are walking into guaranteed money.
Exactly.
And the ones that knew how to sell in addition to storytell and book guests and this, that, and the third, who had structure and were able to sell their product or had somebody around them that was able to sell this product, they all made a lot of money in short order.
That was a wonderful, bro. Yo, you high is better than most people. So that was wonderful.
Yeah, so they've basically been able to connect their product to an audience first, and then boom. So it's like once you have the proof of concept, 5-10 episodes, then the fucking you have services like AdvertiseCast and stuff like that, where essentially the advertisers are looking for you at that point.
Bingo.
Let alone if you have somebody actively selling your show, or if you get a lot of traction on YouTube, now they're pushing you to Google AdSense and all of that, blah blah blah. So it's like it's money all around this thing when you've already known for doing something else.
Coming in above a certain line of demarcation.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's like the rapper game. Then you have the pretty girl podcasting game, where it's like you got these girls that are just cute on the internet, or used to be dealing with this rapper, or used to be doing this, and this, and then they start a podcast, and then they can go on their podcast, and from episode 1 have a show full of sponsors by them telling the most vile sex-related stories in history. Mm-hmm. The Call Me Daddies and the think it was like a surgery podcast and all this. These girls could just go and just tell their experience with this successful man or this person, or I was here and then this happened and I was with the Prince of Dubai and he told me he was gonna fart in my ear for 50,000, whatever the case may be. Like, and they could just tell the most insane freaking stories or whatever the case may be about whatever. There was one that's like a case study now for podcasting, where this girl went on a podcast and was talking about her and her boyfriend was in the house in bed. Her ex hits her up. Her boyfriend didn't want to wake up and have sex with her, so she snuck out the house, went and had sex with her ex, got busted, came home, and then the boyfriend woke up and ate the other guy's cum from out of her. From she was out having sex with the ex.
Wait, what's this case study again?
Exactly. So you have these like situations where women are allowed to go and just tell the most vile, crazy stories via podcasting and shit like that, and nobody bats an eyelash. Like, World Star picks it up, the Shade Room, Spiritual, everybody just picks it up and ha 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 ha. Whereas if a man were to tell a similar story, they would be outside of his house with pitchforks.
It was something I saw the other day where I thought to myself, like, what if it was men doing this? I can't remember exactly what it is right now.
There's a situation right now unfolding on TikTok where a female lawyer, I'm not going to say her ethnicity, female lawyer made a TikTok basically saying how she advised one of her clients that was going through a divorce to sleep with her husband in order to get alimony.
What do you mean?
So she's separated from the husband. They're going through a divorce or whatever. Her lawyer is advising her, in order to leverage the alimony and get the alimony, whatever, out of your husband, you should go and have sex with him. So you have a lawyer telling their client to go have sex with their husband, basically initiating like some form of like quid pro quo, or like on the extreme level, prostitution. You want this alimony? Cool. Give him some pussy, and then he'll probably end up signing the alimony agreement, whatever. So you have that going on. So now you have other lawyers online breaking this shit down, and they're like, okay, so woman telling a woman to have sex with a man for money, that's all good for shits and giggles. But if you just take 2 letters out of this and there's a man telling a woman to have sex with money, that's toxic masculinity and coercion and all of this other shit. Mm-hmm. So it's just like these different stigmas and barriers to entry and stuff like that exist within these different industries and these segmentations and all of this shit, where it's like it's rules for some people, but it ain't no rules for other people.
Oh yeah, that's the way it goes.
And because of, like you said, like You have like, all right, so you have like the pretty privilege and the female privilege, and then you have like the rapper privilege and all this shit where it's like a rapper could have a podcast and it could be completely terrible, but just because he's a rapper, people are going to watch the shit. He's going to automatically like attract eyeballs. So, and then you have people like blocking guests from, there was a whole thing years ago where like Elliot Wilson was trying to like block somebody from going on his podcast and Nori's podcast at the same time or something. Like the industry BS or whatever the case may be. And it's like, yeah, as much as y'all hated the industry politics and all of that over there, you bring it to this new frontier, this whole new industry, and you perpetuate the same BS. Because in truth, you didn't have a problem with the politics. You had a problem that you weren't the beneficiary of the industry politics.
Bingo.
I know I took the long way home on that, but I brought it home.
Yeah, no, that was excellent. You know, what I mean? Like the breakdowns is that's what we do.
Yeah.
It's a nasty game.
Yes.
Nasty. It's an interesting game because I had somebody ask me that the other day. How do you feel about podcasting at this point? You know, you five years and some change in.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I think it's one of them things where me and Chad are both. I hate to speak for you, but we've started something. We are at the forefront of something, and I think me and you are both committed to seeing it through because we understand we have something unique.
Absolutely.
We have something decent. We have something intelligent, insightful, funny. You know, we have something.
And when you're able to monetize something, and it works, and then it works better, and then it works better, whatever. At that point, all you're really fighting for is additional market penetration as opposed to like your proof of concept or whatever the case may be. Like, we've already done that. You know what I'm saying? And I've told this story on the show multiple times. It's like I had the idea to do a Patreon in 2019 before anybody knew what Patreon was, but I knew, like, you got to build up a certain amount of brand equity in order to be able to sell that, blah, blah, blah. And then now we have it, and then now we've scaled our Patreon to where we've refreshed our tiers more than one time, whatever. We've had our Patreon for a year and a half, and that audience, it has some form of, like, ebbs and flows and fluctuations, but for the most part, we have a reservoir that we don't go below in terms of that. So it's like, that means that you have a cult following of locked in listeners that appreciate the content and the information and the resources and the community and blah, blah, blah. And because of that, it continues to, grow, whether it be slowly, whatever the case may be, or it grow in dollar amount, or it grow in actual people, or grow in participation, whatever. As long as the growth continues to be there, that's something that you absolutely want to stick with.
Don't hit that. Okay.
That's something that you want to stick with, whatever the case may be. So, we've already been able to find the business in this thing and put ourselves in that space of the 5 or 8% or whatever a podcast that actually, monetize and make money. So with that being said, it's just like now it's about, just structuring and, and creating more verticals in order to be able to pull from, the audience that that's already there and already exists.
Real shit. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Just got a text about, you'll see it.
Hey.
See that?
Piece of lettuce, prayer hands.
Hey, man, got some positive news, man. We might have something coming down the pipeline.
Shout out to that.
Yeah, shout out to that.
We also have a big podcasting executive reviewing our work this weekend.
Yeah. Let's clap that up. Hopefully that goes the right way.
Back from that, you know what I'm saying?
I got my white Nike set right. You know what I'm saying? I told Dan, I'm like, listen, baby, we might wear all white. You know what I'm saying? Up there, this might be a trip to New York that actually go real good.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just hookah and White Castle. Dan know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Yo, real shit, man. But yeah, it's crazy having to take the long way home, and it's interesting that you did that in your breakdown. But that's what the industry has become. It's either rocket or the long way to the moon.
Absolutely,
that's what it is.
And what it is that Adam 22 had I don't even think he advertently meant to have this conversation, but he ended up having this conversation on this podcast with Mandy from what the hell is the name of that show? She was on the Joe Budden podcast, whatever. I forget the name of it.
I know who you're talking about, but
yeah. So he had her on his podcast, whatever, a couple months ago, probably back in like November, and he got into like the business of podcasting, and he's like, "Yo, what's going on right now is you have all these different media entities competing for eyeballs and talent to put on these respective podcasts, whatever, whether it be fucking All the Smoke, Gillian Wallow, Joe Budden to a certain extent. He doesn't do a ton of guests, but he's starting to do more now.
Yeah, Big Bank.
Big Facts, Big Bank. You got Carisha's show, and
everybody.
And their whole goal is to make Vlad. You have this whole goal of everybody's trying to make this content appear like organic, when in reality,
it's not even close.
There is a whole industry of movers, shakers, and mechanisms and different machinations of technology and promotional vehicles and all of that are pushing this content into people's faces in order to make them engage with it.
Ain't that crazy that podcast has become rap?
Yes.
Where it's definitely not an organic, you nice, unsigned type aspect to it. It's a machine.
Yeah, pushing this shit.
Yeah.
It's like people, and the thing is, it's like the average person isn't interested enough
to really
in
get
the
it.
behind the scenes of it to where all they see is, XYZ show is talking to ABC artists.
Right.
Not realizing this motherfucker don't want to talk to these blockhead niggas or niggettes or whatever. They don't want to talk to these people. They're being paid to be here.
Right.
And then just as much as they're being paid, at least 30% to half of that is being used to market and promote this thing through measures like Google advertising, IG, Facebook advertising, and blah, 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 to make the numbers big to where it's like you can't differentiate what's what. Like a few years ago, to make the music industry direct correlation, 6ix9ine did that, where he was able to manufacture a number one record, multiple number one records with Google ads.
Right.
And because more than 30% of his viewership came from ad-based generation, they disqualified the shit and were like, they disqualified millions of his views because they're like, this is not organic viewership.
I ain't gonna hold you, whoever was on 6ix9ine's team, man, the shit was
genius.
Think about all the shit he did. Manufactured a number 3. Then manufactured 2 number 1s, manufactured a YouTube video that had 3 billion watches. They manufactured, they broke the IG Live. Remember, he was the first motherfucker with 2 million?
2 million.
They literally manufactured listen, Kev, if y'all can manufacture, I'll take the manufacturing.
And majority of it was like Russian fucking bots and Mexican.
Have you ever seen a bot farm?
I've heard about them.
I saw a video the other day on YouTube where it's literally like warehouses where it's just shit going and spinning and watching shit over and over and over. Shit is crazy.
Yeah, so it's like,
Were we talking about the sneaker bot shit the other day? You can literally go and get like a Yeezy bot, a Supreme bot, Nike bot, a Tonics. I don't know if niggas still wearing it. You can get a Tonic bot, nigga. You can get all kinds of just bots. I had a motherfucker in New York who I buy sneakers off. He was like, "Yo, I can get you a bot for like 5,000." And I was like, I ain't really trying to put out 5 Gs, and I don't really know. He was like, "Man, I'm telling you, the boy, he Russian boy." He like, "No, the bot shit, where it's at?" Like, nah, I ain't fucking with it. Nigga, the Union Force drop, the nigga was sitting on Union Force like Martin was sitting on the heroin on Blue Street. Nigga just sitting on 70 pairs of motherfucking Union Force. I'm like, damn.
Should have got that bot. Should have treated myself instead of cheating myself.
Yeah, I lost $2,600 in the casino last night. I could have bought a fucking bot.
What it is, all the bots, you can't buy the bot no more.
No.
Everybody's selling you keys to their bots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if you bought a bot 5
basically
years
you
ago,
can piggyback off of their bot.
Yeah.
It's like having unlimited AUs.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's exactly what it's like. It's crazy.
Give me 5 racks, I'll put you on my joint.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully you get some fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Hopefully you get some shoes you can use.
Yeah. You get some, them cigars coming. You know what I'm saying? Shit crazy, man.
Yeah, but 1 pair, get your bread back.
Ain't that wild?
1 right pair.
No, dog.
Yeah, that's crazy.
1 right pair and a size 9.
Right. Motherfucker DMs me the other day. I wore the Just Dons. Motherfucker DMs me and shit. Was like, yo, I didn't know you had the Just Dons in the 15. I'm like, yeah, I've been sitting on them for a little minute. He's like, bro, I've been looking for them shits forever. I literally told myself, like, yo, I would pay $3,000 for them Jones. I'm just like, I can't even lie and be like, yeah, no, they dead stock. Because the nigga done see me in this shit.
I've already undead stocked them.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like,
So how much would you pay for a gently used pair?
Gently used at a little function for 2 hours.
What would those be worth to you?
Yo, what about that group we was in, boy? They wearing one time. Every time they wore more carpet.
Yeah, wore one time on carpet. Nigga, did you wear fucking the cleaners the little fucking hair nets on them bitches when you went out the door?
Shit crazy. But yeah, man, podcasting definitely has become rap. That's what it's become. Yeah. That was a good breakdown. Can we change gears a little bit real quick?
For sure.
Can I do my y'all weird of the week?
Absolutely.
You know where I'm going. Do you have an idea where I'm going?
No.
Okay. I want to talk about this pink sauce. Okay, because you put me on to this.
Yes.
There's a lady on TikTok. Yeah, definitely that. There's a lady on TikTok who made this stuff called pink sauce. Yes. Right? I don't know what's in it, but it's pink. It's a sauce that's pink.
Nobody knows what's in it, but it gets the people going.
It gets the people going. She started selling it and sending it out to people. Now, I guess this young lady didn't realize that you need preservatives when you deal with stuff, mayonnaise and these type of things.
And stuff
food
like
product.
That, yeah.
So she was sending it out to people, and by the time people were getting it, it had spoiled, gone bad. People
flat out exploded.
People were saying that it was different colors, like some were dark pink,
some were light pink,
whatever.
Yeah.
And so, the internet, of course, has a field day. And like you just stated, when you're a certain person or a certain individual, certain group, you get a lot more grace than others. Young black woman, of course. And black women were trying their hardest to like rally around it. It was like, oh, McDonald's did XYZ and y'all still eat it and woo woo woo. And I'm just like, yo.
Yeah.
Yo. Check this out. Yo.
Yeah.
Like, yo, listen. When you're dealing with food, like things that people are going to ingest, there really isn't like a grace.
Yeah, you got to get it right.
You kind of got to get it right. Here's the cap. McDonald's has enough lawyers, market share,
franchise representatives
to where if we do have a bad batch of fish fillets, we can rebound from this.
Exactly.
We got 66 billion, sir. We gonna rebound.
Yeah, we farm all our own food.
We gonna rebound. Yeah. But when you're an individual starting out trying to make your mark, you understand what
you're selling the product at a premium. Here's the thing. You selling a food-based product, which you got to measure 3, 4, 5, 8, 18 times sometimes in order to get that right before you rush to market.
Right.
You got to know what you're doing. You have to have a solid recipe. You got to account for the ingredients, and you got to know what it is that you are selling people.
What's your line?
You got to measure twice and cut once.
At this point in life, because of the internet, because of the 24-hour news cycle, because of the fact that people are looking to be offended and uprooted and angry about everything, you might have to measure 94 times before you cut.
Exactly.
You said, you had the idea for Patreon in 1819 and was like, we not there yet. Yeah. You can't jump the gun on these type things. That's
because
real.
If you don't have a solid foundation, then you fail, and the bottom falls.
That's why I look at the whole situation we got with the network company, where it's like, it makes sense on paper at this point because we fine-tuned enough, and we have a release schedule, and we have this, that, and the third. 2018, we really didn't have that.
No, it was just two niggas recording a podcast.
That's what it was. Dan wasn't even completely on board.
No, and Dan named the goddamn show.
See what I'm saying? I don't know what you niggas doing, man. Y'all, I'll holler at y'all when I get back. Like, but that was my y'all weird, where we got to stop this, sort of like the whole Sesame Street situation, and like you spoke on with Tariq Nasheed, with academics, like we have to stop this false sense of reality when it comes to shit. If you did wrong, there has to be accountability.
Yeah, let's just call it wrong.
That's just what it is.
Accept that you did wrong, and let's start the process of healing and moving the hell on.
I watch doctors. I watch real live people with multiple degrees this week try to like make this y'all doing this because of black, and it's just like, no, people are doing this because they sauce was ruined when it got there.
And when their sauce, they fucking motherfuckers is at home receiving exploded packages, and you on the beach in Miami, like you hoes could never. You know what I'm saying? Because this was an obvious ass money grab, and it's like it don't take a genius to know quantity. You selling this shit for $20 a pop. You sell 1,000 units, that's 20 bands. The average person in the United States makes what, 41.5 a year or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. So it's like you basically in one fell swoop, you making half of the average American's salary, and you haven't even done your due diligence before you went to market and released this product. We can't give you no form of grace or no benefit of the doubt, because when you are an entrepreneur, you make the decision to be one. Nobody's not forcing you to go and start a business or create a damn product and become an entrepreneur.
Ain't that wild? That we've gotten to that point in life where people are, oh, y'all trying to tear somebody down. It's like, you know, you can work at the post office.
You know, you can just go get a regular ass job and just be a regular human.
Like, even with us, when it, like, shout out Wick. Like, what Wick say? I love the fact that these motherfuckers will Google shit on air. Yeah. Because, you got a responsibility. You can't just be saying shit.
If I come up here and tell y'all bullshit, no matter how much real, correct, right shit we've told y'all, we come up here and say bullshit for 7 episodes in a row, our credibility is ruined.
It's shot.
It's over. Ain't no motherfucking courses getting sold. Ain't no Patreon getting sold. None of that. These niggas is full of shit.
You know what I love? No bullshit. You know what I've grown to, like, love when it comes to this show? You good? Trying to get in the thing?
Yeah, trying to.
You know what I've grown to love when it comes to this show? I love when people hit me throughout the week and be like, damn, you just said this on the pod. You ever see that meme with the little white boy with the mug and they be like, that's how parents be on Christmas morning? Yeah. That's how I be looking at the phone like, yeah, I know, motherfucker. Like, yeah, because I've in a weird way, we do the due diligence. I don't think people really realize when I hear other podcasts be like, oh, we started a podcast from the group chat, or we started a podcast because, you know, we was kicking it on the block and it was funny. It's like, that's great. And that's what it should be. Honest, raw conversation. But if you're crew of niggas, or if you and your homie, or you and your wife, or whatever the fuck I see from a lot of content creators, if y'all aren't like knowledge-based people, you're kind of just spewing with no real direction.
Yeah, your most majority of what you see on these podcasts nowadays is people talking about conjecture and their personal experience, and using their personal experience or the experience of people directly around them that they come in contact with to make some sort of a statement on the world at large. And you can't do that because, like, black people in particular have this problem because we're so parochial and we stick in, like, our own communities and our own areas. We have this problem of thinking like, oh, if I'm not being impacted by it, then it's not happening. Or that's not a real thing because
remember the
I'm
podcast,
not seeing it.
Remember the podcast you was on where he was like, no one listened to the Baby and NBA Youngboy? And I'm like, dog, then I go see Bestie as Platinum.
Right.
And I'm like, bruh. And then it's crazy because, like, when you look at my fucking workout mix, what the fuck is the third song?
Yeah,
this shit bang when you in the gym. Dog. Like, dog, it's like, so people really are like that. Oh, this don't affect, this don't move me, so it don't move nobody.
It's not moving none of the culture. It's not happening.
So then you'll go and say something that's just horribly wrong.
Yeah. Just
terribly wrong. I remember when Jada and Beans at the John, motherfucker was like, yeah, wasn't nobody feeling that Jada John. Huh? Right. I get it. We from Philly. Beans is our guy, but
we can't be totally retarded.
Yeah, we can't just be completely retarded. But that's where we've gotten to in society. So that was my y'all where people just try to make everything y'all out to get, and it's like,
this is the exact statement that the person made that absolutely got chewed up on. I haven't seen nobody delete one of these. You know them, y'all see them L quote tweets where somebody's just getting cooked and they typically don't delete it because of the engagement.
Somebody had a joke on Twitter. It was an African nigga in like this random ass like hut. And it was only thing in the hut was a television. And he was standing there with his hands folded behind his back, staring at the television. It was like me watching somebody get roasted for some shit I believe too. I couldn't stop laughing off of that. Like, yeah.
So the tweet was, McDonald's has caused, because, okay, so that was a typo. McDonald's has caused more harm to our collective communities for decades, but we're mad at a black woman for trying something out she launched a month ago, ? Y'all, and then it's like a dash here, and I'm just like, this woman went to Yale.
The best reply on that tweet was, the boy was like, sis, you got to delete this because you sound so unintelligent. And she said, just so you know, I went to Yale. And he responded, what Yale?
What Yale?
What Yale? The internet keeps me chuckling, man. But yeah, like that for me was the
and it's
thing.
just like, the reasoning why. Here's the thing: I always say, when you let people talk long enough, they're telling themselves. When you read this, and then the last line is, "Y'all mad at her for trying something she launched a month ago." It's like you don't. That's the fucking problem, you fucking dingbat.
Dog.
It definitely take at least a year to.
Any type of food product. It takes at least a year of R&D, research and development, in order for you to go to market.
Especially to change the color. So that might add on another couple months.
Yeah. I didn't. Yeah, that's wild.
That she launched a month ago? Question mark. Like, yeah, this is the problem.
Yeah.
These instant entrepreneurs, because you chasing the bread. So it's like, yo, if you come up with a food product a month ago, and then you launch it a month later, that's a money grab. If all throughout this month, if everything didn't go smooth all of these months this 1 month, like if you didn't have 30 perfect days, you don't even need to be feeding this to people that's not your goddamn self.
What I tell you earlier,
taking it to market.
What I told you earlier about the supper club. Sis can really cook, and she's perfect. She was saying like, yeah, just working out the kinks of how I want to flow menu, to the point where I done had 1,200 strangers in this house before I'm ready to go get a building and this that, and the third. Like, yeah, that shit take time, yo.
That shit is not no joke. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the liability that you open yourself up to by doing anything related to food service or food product is so fucking high. Yeah. Like you have E. coli, you have salmonella, you have fucking food poisoning, you have allergic reactions. Like you got all this different shit that you open yourself up to. And it's like, yo, you can't even get your tag right. Like you can't even get like the nutritional facts right on the back of the product or have a consistent color.
Just sending it off to get your nutritional facts. So how are you going to do something in a month?
They had their version of Big Dan make them one on Photoshop. Yeah, how much honey you thinking here?
How much honey you thinking?
I don't know, nigga.
2 smidgens. Got 2 smidgens of honey, a pinch of salt.
Yo, that's crazy as shit. Some shit you sending out.
How much pomegranate juice you putting in this?
Yeah. You about to sell this shit to the world, and your nutritional facts guy, you hear this in the background. This is not going right. You shouldn't hear that when you're doing the nutritional facts. Real shit. That's hilarious, man.
Yeah, so, the lesson to be learned in all of this from this You're Weird and a lot of stuff we talking about is you can't rush certain shit, man. No. And when and if you do some bullshit, it's easier to just say, man, I did some bullshit. Like, I was on some nut shit. I did too much. I was rushing the market. You know what I'm saying? But, what she didn't do, she issued like a BS apology or whatever, the creator or whatever case may be. You know what she didn't do? She didn't offer nobody no goddamn refund. No. Because...
She spent all the money already.
Exactly. I done went to Miami 4 times already. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, this product been out 2 weeks. I done been to Miami 4 times. I done 3 more times.
This product been out 2 weeks. I've been to Miami 4 times.
It's like that sort of shit. And it's like all people are doing is people are trying to be entrepreneurs because they've realized that products and services where you control the profit margin, that's what can get your ass rich. And people realize that, but they also simultaneously don't realize the amount of work that it takes to be a true blue entrepreneur business owner, and the reason why only roughly 6 to 11% of us exist in that fucking world, because that shit ain't for everybody.
No.
But they just want the spoils of it because it's like, oh, Moon Cosmetics making $1 million in a day and they selling so. They selling this fucking skincare product of woo, not realizing she tested and fucking on herself and animal testing and this for 1.5 years before she came up with a solid fucking product that was able to be sold and viable on the market and not create all of these different problems potentially, as far as like liability and exposure goes. Like, right. And that's with skincare. That's not even something that motherfucker going to ingest. That's topical. But the same level of type of a scrutiny exists when you're dealing with fucking anything with people's health, skin, wellness, whatever the case may be. Like, you can't skip no steps on that shit.
Absolutely.
You have to know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
With the skincare thing, that's a big thing now.
Yeah.
And I was reading this thing the other day where the girl put out like a skincare situation, some type of body butter or whatever, and it was like breaking people out. real bad. And I'm like, yo, you open yourself up to 1 million lawsuits.
Mm-hmm. And they ain't got nothing but a free LLC and a free EIN number from IRS.gov. They don't have any real corporate veil of like protection or standards and practices insurance or none of that shit to where it's just like
Your credit fucked forever.
yeah, like you fucking get 39 judgment. You get a class action lawsuit judgment against your ass for $362,000 some shit like that and just murder yourself financially.
Because the world we live in now is more so create a business, right? Be an entrepreneur. If it works, it works. If it don't work, I'ma just do. Yeah, if it works, it works. If it don't, I'ma just do classes on how to be an entrepreneur.
Exactly. I was talking to my man Dude last night. Shout out Dude, and we was talking, and he was basically saying like, "Yo, I come in contact with he's in real estate or whatever. He's like, yo, I got like a sizable, portfolio, whatever. Not no bragging shit or whatever. But I learned this shit young and I got into it, and I've amassed like a good amount of property and stuff like that. He's like, and a lot of these like Instagram famous people that you see that's selling courses and master classes and this, they come to me for advice.
Bruh.
And they take the information that they gleaned from me and go and put it in.
I had a conversation with somebody
they pamphlets and they master classes and all of this old stuff.
I had a conversation with somebody.
He's like, most of them are like financially like hit.
Yeah. I had a conversation with somebody recently. I ain't gonna say who or in what business, but he was like, he figured out a business and he started, putting people on, and now they're doing classes. And he's like, I'm looking like, like. It's like, yeah, that's the way this shit works now. We should have been doing podcast classes. Mm-hmm. Give a fuck if we fucking got no deal. Hey, listen, real shit. You be surprised how many people hit me up throughout the week about that. What do I do for this? How does this work? Yeah. And you know what I do? I just tell them exactly how to do it and go on about my night. It's crazy. What else you got over there on the rundown, man?
Nothing. I don't have much. Some credit talk. I'm looking into potentially getting that Venture X card.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you know about it? Like, because I've been looking, and it was like, what made me look into it is I remember you saying it some months ago, but then there was also this other card that got pushed to me through Experian, which was the luxury card, MasterCard, titanium card, but everybody was saying that it was junk. Like, I went on like Nerd Wallet and Wallet Hub and all of that, and they were basically saying it was junk, but they were giving the Venture X like 5 stars like across the board as far as like the concierge, the travel perks, the point setup, and all that.
I honestly couldn't tell you because I haven't gotten into it really at all. Yeah. Just because I kind of like, created my setup for the way I was going to go about it, and I'm running like a real big Amex setup. You got to let me get back to you on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
This guy I'm following the gram, Points Miles guy. He got your setup. He got the Amex set up. He got the Chase set up, and he got the Venture X set up.
Okay.
So
there are some people that have a lot of fucking credit cards.
Yeah. So he got he got the Venture X and Chase set up, running the same the way the points and all that run.
Yeah.
So he said if you don't have both, get one or the other. Get the Chase or get the Venture. Mm-hmm. But he showed he got a bunch of finesses with the Venture.
Okay.
A bunch of first class out of the country for JFK.
Yeah, because they were saying that typically, like when you are in the Capital One system or whatever, you're trying to run a trifecta or whatever the case may be, typically they give you give you shit as far as like trying to get a second or third or fourth card or whatever. But they were saying that the people that already hold the regular Venture card were seeing like 90% approvals on the Venture X.
Okay.
So they was basically saying like it's no issue with holding both Venture cards, whatever. And they were saying that the approval process was really easy. You just got to qualify like, score-wise and all that, which is like some places were saying a 720 or above. Some were saying a 750 or above. But the consensus seems to be that as long as you a prior Capital One credit card holder in good standing, preferably a Venture, if you got the credit score a 720 or above, like you pretty much like.
I'm gonna be honest, yo. One thing I've learned with this credit shit is like your actual number score doesn't matter.
Yeah, your credit data matters the most.
Yeah, like I'll be honest, yo. When I got my platinum Amex, you know what my credit score was? 671.
Oh yeah, you only need 660 for American Express.
Yeah, I got my shit was at I wasn't even at a 7 yet, as far as the Experian, which is what they was pulling.
Depending on your file too, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like my shit wasn't super. Now my Equifax was through the roof.
Right.
My shit was like a 780.
Yeah.
But my Experian, like that shit, because I still had that joint on there.
Yeah. My highest Equifax non-score was like a 798.
Yeah, but. You know, it really boils now when you look at my file. I got credit cards with big limits and nothing on them. So it was like, you know, I did, you know, the 2% shit every month. So it was like, oh, okay, you got a job, income, booty boot. Yeah, we'll give it to you. And then, you know, like, you know, now I'm running so wild I can't get nothing. But you know what I'm saying? You know how that go. Like,
I got denied for the Venture X, but they gave me the platinum.
Oh, you did get the platinum.
The Capital One.
Capital One platinum.
I got denied Venture X.
Okay.
American Express Platinum, I got to pay down my blue business.
Yeah.
They said pay that down, then reapply.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, seeing Dan with American Express cards that say hookah boss on it. It's absolutely nuts. World we live in is great.
Yeah, like I've had I told y'all a couple weeks ago, I had a pre-qual for a Amex business card for like months now, and I'm just like, I don't need another charge card per se. Like, I need something like, something with a high limit. So they were saying that the Venture X is like whatever that highest tier Visa is considered that or whatever. Whereas like the minimum limit is $10,000.
If you want to go like credit unions, PenFed be giving out nice limits.
Who they pull from?
Equifax. They're like one of the few motherfuckers that pull from Equifax.
Yeah,
too.
it's like everybody that give out the big money pull from Equifax. But Equifax is like a 650.
Navy Federal, they do your TransUnion, I believe.
My TransUnion is 720.
But
My
no,
Experience
yeah.
721.
We can't get you on the battalion right now. Yeah.
Equifax like wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. We'll figure that out as
All
time.
right, so here's the Venture X elevated travel rewards designed to take you further. 75,000 miles early spend bonus. Earn 75,000 bonus miles when you spend 4,000 on purchases within the first 3 months from opening an account. You get a 10,000 mile anniversary bonus equal to $100 towards travel every year starting on your first anniversary. You get a $300 annual travel credit, which is higher than the Amex, John, because it was like 200.
200. Yeah.
And then you get $100 for global entry or TSA pre-check credit. Receive up to $100 for that, and it's a $395 annual fee. Credit level excellent, and your purchase rate is anywhere between 18.49 to 25.49, depending on your credit.
And they points transfer right to Delta, so you can fly Delta with them. Yeah. Like the points, the boy I follow on the gram, he be flipping them like how Matt did the Qatar, John.
Yeah,
I had somebody.
Different scenarios.
I had somebody. I wish I could get to my gram fast enough to really go through the messages and shit. But he hit me and was like, "Yo, bro, like listening to your show, I was able to do what you said to do as far as the Avios points and going through British Airways. Me and my girl are getting married, and we was kind of both on the tip, like we wanted to take a honeymoon, but we, money wise and whoop de whoop whoop whoop. So we both went and got cards, $700 annual fee." Got the points, merged the points, moved them over to Avios, and he was like, me and her are going on our honeymoon to Italy. And we're doing that for the annual fee of $1,400. So he was like, really appreciate you putting. I was just like, again, with the mug, like, yeah, nigga.
You know some shit.
Yeah, like, that's cool. You take a motherfucking nice-ass, fly-ass honeymoon for less than $1,500, you don't want to travel to. That's fucking excellent, So...
Yeah, there's a real couple more on the Venture X. 10x miles on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. 5x miles on flights booked through Capital One Travel. And 2x miles on all other purchases every day.
Yeah, 5x is good.
Yeah, and then 10x on hotels and rental cars.
That's really like a 20x. You flight, hotel, and car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to, again... changing subjects, just because we got to get this in before we get the hell out of here. Rolling Loud.
Yes.
I knew it was something we just hadn't, touched.
Yeah, I said ridiculous. That was one of the ridiculous ones. So you had Rolling Loud this past weekend. It's still going on. Today's the final night. Kendrick Lamar is headlining the night.
Right.
You had Future headline last night. He brought out Travis Scott, brought out Lil Durk, brought out Real Boss and Richie. The night before, Kanye was supposed to headline, but he dropped out. Then he proceeds to come out on Lil Durk's set.
Which I thought was crazy. When I seen, I'm like, wait, I thought Kanye wasn't going to be there.
And completely upend Kid Cudi's headlining performance Friday night, which led to a whole bunch of bullshit.
They did Kid Cudi dirty.
Rolling Loud did Kid Cudi extremely dirty.
dirty. Like if Kanye is set to headline, Kanye fans are coming for the Kanye headlining. You don't remove Kanye and put one of his nemesis in that spot. I said that's the equivalent of going to Drake and be like, all right, Push was supposed to perform at the Fillmore. Push is out. All his fans are going to be there. You should come. Yeah. You imagine Drake come out with his and a Pusha T crowd venue?
The fuck is this shit?
Dog.
Soft ass oonch music.
Yo, they did Kid Cudi dirty, man. And I genuinely felt bad for the man. Because if you're not a Kid Cudi fan, it's the end of the night. Why not just leave?
Because I paid my $700 for my day pass.
Right.
And I'm going to see this shit to the end. I've been here since 1 p.m.
I done had 13 March strawberry Ritas.
Might have had some shrooms and
Yeah. I genuinely felt bad for Kid Cudi in that situation.
Yeah, that shit was nutty.
Like, I wouldn't have took the show, personally. Just knowing that the fans ain't going to get a refund. Like, they pre-bought the tickets.
Right.
Pre-bought the tickets, pay for travel.
Yeah, pay for travel, all that. I wouldn't have took the show. You know all his fans going to be there. It's gonna be some shit. Now I took the check. I just wouldn't have got on stage.
Yeah. But then that's a whole nother situation. Yeah. I personally I don't feel like anybody deserves that at work.
No.
Because I come from working in an environment where it's just dumb shit. And people are like, oh, why are you tripping? You make $35 an hour. It's like, who gives a fuck?
I'm still a fucking person, you asshole.
Whoever threw that joint, that shit hit him dead in the face.
Yeah.
In the face.
There's lost the one more fucking thing up here.
And
I'm out of here.
And to Kid Cudi's credit, he wasn't even ready to leave then.
Right.
Stop throwing shit up here. Cause I'm about to roll. And in that moment, somebody throws something else, and you just like, you know what? Y'all got it. I'm out.
Ain't what you anyway.
Yeah, I'm paid already. I'm out of here. I'm not sticking here for this bullshit.
That was a bad joke.
It was a terrible look for everybody involved, man. Rolling Loud, y'all got to do better next time.
Y'all got to do better. Yeah. Real shit.
Yeah, don't ask him to come. We'll put you on another one.
Real shit. You could have got Soulja Boy. In fact, Soulja Boy. Yeah.
Soulja Boy and Charleston White are the highlight of the weekend at Rolling Loud, man.
Dog.
Charleston White said, them niggas rolled up on 20. He just want to talk. He said, I grabbed that bear spray. Got the spraying like this here.
Charleston White is like the most militant speaking nigga on the planet.
On earth.
You would think that if you hear a situation of Charleston White doing whatever he's doing and Soulja Boy and 12, what was Soulja Boy's crew?
Money Gangers.
Like
SOD Money Gangers.
SOD Money Gangers. Like you would think if you hear Soulja Boy and 12 of them rolling on Charleston White, somebody's getting clapped. That's what you would think.
Nobody got clapped.
Did you see Soulja's face?
Yes. Eyes puffy and shit. Eyes look like he had 2 pumpkins on his face. Like, eyes was puffy as hell. He explained the situation. That nigga's skin still kind of orange from the fucking spray.
Charleston White maced them niggas, dog.
Then Charleston White the next day went back to the scene of the crime and made a video talking about, you see that spray right there? That was all on them niggas' faces. This shit is still actively dripping down the wall.
13 niggas say I want to talk. I'm spraying too. I'm sorry.
Dog.
He said, I ain't gonna show y'all what the spray is, but it just say jail. Just say jail.
Just say jail. That's funny as shit, man.
Fucking sprayed these crazy niggas, man.
Yeah, the week was weird. I saw the shit with C's. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, with the dog shit,
Yeah, like he hit the dog with a chair.
Yeah, he beat the damn dog with a chair. Apparently, him and 2 other people had the damn video or whatever from his Ring account, which that doesn't even make any sense. So that means that you were sending people the video, whatever the case may be, and then you end up falling out with both people, one of which was your ex, and then the other person has not been named yet, but one or both of them leaked the shit to the media, and then now your whole shit is upended from you, which he was not only, opening up all of these shops and making the revenue from that, he was the executive producer over the whole Black Ink franchise of television series. Yeah. So his show, Ryan Henry's show, Compton, all of that. So now all of that gets upended from you.
Yeah, I saw the thing. They like completely separate ties.
Yes.
I'm like, damn. Like,
yes, and that's
a dog is more valuable than a human.
Bro, they don't fucking play about that shit.
And them
man.
roosters. Roosters. Kill more rooster than 60 days in jail.
Oh shit. We going forward, we're gonna do another show with Ra. I scheduled that the other day for the football season.
Yes, we have
So
to.
all of our sports bettors, you should like that one.
I would love that one.
I would love that one. Ra's gonna come up here and do a pre-NFL show explaining how to do futures bets going into the football season, how to make a lot of money in the beginning of the season, how because the lines aren't fully adjusted the right way, so they're priced bad. We've learned this over the last couple years. The first 3 or 4 weeks, you can really. You can hammer, you know what I mean? Because the line, the odds makers just don't be there yet.
I got a rolling with Rob fun put to the side.
Yo, that should be a segment. Rolling with Rob.
Rolling with Rob.
Real shit. Rolling with Rob. Rob been on fire. Rob tore up the NBA.
Oh, he
the
smoked. Oh, my God.
Summer League smoked, and I couldn't bring myself to bet on it because I'm like, who are these people?
Smack. Who is this
Who
nigga?
is this nigga? Who are these people? It's like half of these motherfuckers not even gonna be in the NBA. So yeah, it can get crazy with that betting shit. Got anything else you want to throw?
Just again, want to shout out to our sponsor, the Black Oak Wine Festival and the Black Oak, wine company. They have their wine tasting event coming up Saturday, August 6th. Secret location. Go to blackoak.com, BLACOAK. Tap the events tab. All the information is right there. It's Saturday, August 6th from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Inaugural Black Oak Wine Festival featuring black-owned businesses, local wines. It's going to be a super dope event, and you might see us there.
Absolutely. Also, the live show.
Live show this Friday. If y'all don't got y'all tickets, get y'all tickets. Like I said, probably by now, them $85 tickets is probably 2-3 of them left, whatever the case may be. So get them discounted tickets while they're there. Every single ticket includes entry, live show, food, liquor, merchandise, and hookah as well. So we've completely locked down the whole venue. Everything is included. If y'all want to get bottle service and all of that, y'all discuss that with the proprietor of the business when y'all get there. They ain't gonna have our special TRPE blend hookah flavor for sale at the merch table when y'all come get y'all free merch or whatever the case may be. So bring money for that. Other than that, man, we just gonna keep mobbing, keep doing our thing. We got some Patreon shows dropping this week just to wrap up the month, and I think that's everything, yo.
I got nothing else.
Realest podcast ever. We out.